Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Hey, Ola, it's Miles. Thank you guys for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast.
Have you heard our newest podcast? It's called The Greatest Story Never Told.
Download it today on radio.com. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded every Tuesday at noon.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve at Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. Today we toast an unidentified man who was visiting Gettysburg National Park in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. If you haven't been and get the chance to do it, just once at least. Pretty crazy place. But he visited the historic site last Friday. And during his time there, his guts, well, they started rumbling. But lucky for him, the park has ample porta potties. So he entered one to serve up a number two. But while he was in the porta potty, the wind blew a tree over. And that tree fell onto the porta potty that he was trying to poop in. Well, the local fire department was called. When they got to the scene, they saw that a tree had fallen onto a vehicle, but there was no one inside. They couldn't figure out what was going on. And that's when park rangers pointed them to the portable toilet. You see, the man inside was, according to the fire department, quote, very lucky, as the large tree just missed landing on him. Where he was unlucky was that the tree did, in fact, land on the porta potty and trap him inside. The thing is, he's not the one who placed the call for help, so no one's quite sure how long he'd been stuck with his pants down and dry poop in his butt in the porta potty. When the fire department got there, basically, they had to do, it's almost like the jaws of life to get him out of this thing. First, they had to take the task of cutting the tree with a chainsaw. Keep in mind, the guy is still under the tree. Then they used a reciprocating saw to open the porta potty itself. They took him to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, but one of the fire people that was there, they put up a few photos from the scene, not of the guy. But the one thing that people noticed is that the man's pants with the belt still in them were still at the scene. So basically, oh yeah, he was sitting on the toilet. Tree came crashing through the porta potty, pinned his ass in there until they cut him out. Wow. Yeah. But the good news is he's doing okay.
Good.
He just, needs his pants back. That's a little awkward. But for him, let's drink. We pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
Let's see the Thrill Hill. Could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Jeff. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola. All right, Jeff, you understand how this here game is played?
I do.
Fantastic. Then you know you have a choice of one of three stories. We have The Wonderful World of Drugs, Bite Me, in other words, what did someone find in their food, and finally, Interior Decorating, where you guessed the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone.
Well, I won once with drugs, I won once with interior decorating, and I lost once with Bite Me. So let's go back to Bite Me, gentlemen.
And I like this. All right, here is your story. They say a woman stumbled upon a creature while shopping at a Target store in North Carolina. The animal made its way onto the shelves where Target keeps its baked beans, which is what the woman was shopping for. But the animal did not go unnoticed. A Target team member said that the animal may have found its way inside on a cart or by some other mode of transportation, to which everyone responded, no effing kidding. Now, the woman who discovered the animal, that would be Diane Dupree, she said, quote, I thought it was a child's toy, so I thought, oh my goodness, is someone pranking me? Where's the camera? This is a joke because it was totally still. She then grabbed some beans, convinced that the creature was fake, and then went to take a picture. Quote, as I zoomed in, I was going to take the photo. The animal moved, and that's when I knew it was real, because she's a sharp knife in the drawer. Well, she called for help, alone in the canned goods section. Target employees were able to get the animal out safely and release it back into the wild. The Target spokesman said that crews immediately disinfected the area. The store also planned to bring in pest control companies to do a sweep through the store. Now, the question is, what animal did she see on the shelves next to those delicious baked beans at Target? Was it a rat, a bat, a snake, or a toad? So rat, bat, snake, or toad, one of these animals was camping out near the baked beans.
Oh, I got an idea. I'm thinking it's going to be probably a snake coiled up there. But let me hear from the gallery. What do you guys think?
What are the choices? Rat, bat, toad,
snake. Yeah, rat, bat, snake, or toad.
And it's laying there still. It's not
Where was
moving.
it?
She thinks it's a toy.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of rat toys or bat toys.
Could be a frog, toad toy.
Was it States or Australia?
It's in North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm thinking a snake in North Carolina. What do you guys think?
I'm going to join you, Jeff.
I mean, it's probably a snake, and that would be terrifying. But for whatever reason, I'm going to go toad because I once saw a toad. I saw a toad on a golf course that was massive. He didn't move. To this day, I don't know if it was alive or dead.
Okay. So, Jeff, you're going to stick with snake. Final answer?
I am, sir.
Okay, we're going to find out what was on the shelf there in the Target. Was it a rat, bat, a snake, or a toad next?
That was a tease.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
I'm Glennon Doyle, author of Untamed and host of the podcast We Can Do Hard Things. Each week, we talk openly and honestly about the hard things in life together with you. So join us and some of our dearest friends and greatest heroes to talk about anxiety, boundaries, parenting, infidelity, our bodies, loving and losing, all of the things that make us human. Listen to and follow We Can Do Hard Things on Odyssey and everywhere you get your podcasts.
Back to the conversation. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Categories Find Me on Profile. Let's get a woman who found a creature on a shelf at a Target right near the baked beans. She thought it was a toy, but turns out it was not. Target workers did get it out of the store. Question is, what was she playing with there? A rat, a bat, a snake, or a toad?
And that is the very question that we posed to you, Jeff. Let me start with the bad news. D. Ted Smith, you guessed a toad.
Toad.
Because you have the horrible memories of what? The golf course? Is that
Yes.
what it was? That big, giant, frozen-ass toad? Mm-hmm. It's been like 12 years I've heard this story.
Yeah, like I don't know if it was alive or dead. And we didn't finish that hole.
It is not a toad. And now, Jeff, you agreed with Miles, or Miles agreed with you. You both said snake, and as I understand it, Jeff, in all three categories, you've swept it. You've gone 3 for 3. It doesn't matter the category. You can figure it out.
No, that's not accurate. I missed one of Eat Me. I missed the Eat Me when I chose that one of the time.
First of all, you filthy son of a bitch.
2 for 3. I'm hoping to redeem myself.
It's bite me, not eat me.
You can't eat yourself unless you're incredibly flexible.
See, when you say it, it sounds rude. But you and Miles agreed on snake. You are correct.
You finally got it done. Nice work.
Eat me.
Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, Armageddon. The Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today: Seth Meyers,
Seth Meyers.
the Jimmys,
Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon.
Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
There you go. One of those guys have scenes for talented writers to help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late-night joke and from whom? Or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
As pandemic restrictions ease and vaccine rollout continues, major companies like Domino's are struggling to hire enough employees. You could tell Domino's is desperate because today they ordered from Papa John's and kidnapped the driver.
Fallon. Yeah, Fallon.
Yeah, it's Fallon.
As pandemic restrictions ease and the vaccine rollout continues, major companies like Domino's are now struggling to hire enough employees. Yeah, you could tell Domino's is desperate. Earlier today, they ordered Papa John's and kidnapped the driver.
Actor Mark Wahlberg recently posted a picture of himself on Instagram where he had gained 20 pounds for a movie role by eating whatever he wants, like Denny's, bakeries, pancakes, or like most people call it, Tuesday.
I'll go
Seth
Fallon
Meyers.
again.
Oh, Ted Smith.
Ted Smith!
It did make me feel kind of bad when he was like, I'm going to eat whatever I want. Go to a bakery, eat a pancake. I'm like,
Bro, man. Bro, like, why don't you just go to dinner with normal people?
I know he keeps a ridiculous schedule.
He
But
does.
I was like, that's it?
What time does he get up and go to the gym? Like 3 a.m. or something?
2:30. 2:45. He gets up at 2:30.
What time does he go to bed?
Like 8.
Okay. Still.
Could not do it.
His goal is to eat at a Denny's. Verizon is selling Yahoo and AOL for $5 billion. The deal is already being called the most successful tech deal of 1999.
Seth Meyers.
Jimmy Fallon.
Verizon is selling Yahoo and AOL for $5 billion. The deal is already being called the most successful tech sale of 1999.
Girl Scout cookie sales were down 50% this year, which is strange because everybody's weight was up 50% this year.
Leads up to it. Seth Meyers.
Kimmel.
Girl Scout cookie sales were down 50% this year, which is strange because everybody's weight is up 50% this year.
Which is weird because those cookies are everywhere now. Maybe you just realize without the peer pressure of a coworker showing you a sad picture of their sad kid. Sorry.
That's exactly it.
People are just like, screw it.
Would you buy those?
I'll get Chips Ahoy.
I mean, look, would you buy those dry ass cookies if it was not a coworker saying, "Hey, man, it's that time of the year my daughter's doing blah."
No.
Right? I mean, it's a charity thing. Like the cookies are fine, but they're nobody's first choice.
Mm-hmm. I just don't need a box of cookies in my house. I bought 4 boxes this year.
How many did you give away?
None. A week and a half. Took me a week and a half. They were gone.
Yeah.
I mean, that's more cookies than I eat like all
I don't
year.
even like open them anymore.
But once I'm
give them
in,
someone.
I'm like, oh my God, like I can't stop.
Did you guys watch HR Puffin stuff?
Yes, Jimmy the Magic Flute.
I
Where
don't
you go
remember
when
this
things
one.
get rough.
It's probably more for our age. It probably dissolved by the time
I
you.
think it was a Marty Croft and
I think so. Yeah. Sid, we couldn't figure it out. Sid Barrett.
Well, Witchy Poo died.
Witchy Poo.
Oh no,
she was the equivalent of like the Wizard of Oz witch as far as how she looked, but she was a friendly witch.
Mm-hmm. All right. What's her name here? Billy Hayes. She was Witchy Poo. Man, that show only ran for like a year, 1969 and 1970.
And that's all she did, probably.
Actually, she did a few other things.
Okay.
She was Weenie the Greenie on Lidsville. Both were Saturday morning child cartoons from Sid and Marty Croft.
Sid and Marty Croft, that's what it was.
So it's Sid Croft as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you're right. They tweeted out that Margaret Hamilton, Wizard of Oz, once told us that Billy Hayes was one of the best witches ever. Couldn't agree more. Rest in peace.
How many witches do you have to compare it to? Because the Wicked Witch of the West, I think to everyone, that's your baseline witch, right?
What about, there was a movie with Bette Midler called The Witches of Eastwood, right?
Eastwick.
Yeah, but nobody cared. I mean, it's not that nobody cared, but they as characters didn't mean anything. Like
Mike,
the Wicked Witch of the West, that's the one witch.
correct me if I'm wrong. Did Bette Midler do 2 witch movies? Because she was also in Hocus Pocus, was she not?
Oh, man, am I messing these up?
Was Cher in the Witches of Eastwick?
Let me find out here.
I think there was like 3 big stars,
chicks,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1987 film.
Actually,
I mean, Bette Midler could be in 2 witch movies. That would not shock me.
It does say Cher. I'm not seeing Bette Midler here.
Oh, which one was that? Witches of Eastwick or Hocus Pocus?
Hey, look,
Witches of Eastwick.
I just watched one around Halloween with the kids, and I can't remember which one it was. Sarah Jessica Parker was in it? That's all I remember.
That was Hocus Pocus.
That's Hocus. Okay, I watched Hocus Pocus.
If I'm not up on my Bette Midler movie knowledge, like,
good,
guilty as charged. You know what? I'll take that one.
The only reason I know tonight.
What's that?
You'll sleep tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I got to be honest. Like when I was a kid, Bette Midler was a giant deal because of wings beneath your knee.
Wings beneath your knees.
Wind beneath your
Wow, that is a much different song.
But Bette Midler, like that whole like Broadway, it means nothing to me.
It means nothing, dude. I had to play my first radio gig, WLIF. We played Wind Beneath My Wings all the time, and I effing hated that song.
You know that one song you always reminds you of your mom, like she played it all the time?
Lady in Red.
Right, that was my mom with that damn Bette Midler song.
I know.
Isn't that just a vortex or an updraft? I mean, couldn't they just put that in the lyrics?
What's that? Wind Beneath My Wings?
Yeah.
Like an albatross.
You're the vortex that keeps me spiraling upward to reach a higher altitude.
Yeah, but it's how birds work.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, Bette thought she's onto something. All the birds are like, that's bull ass.
It's just PBS again.
It's a tough time out there for the words billionaires, and I feel bad for him. So Guy Fieri, who we've made some jokes about.
Sure.
Of course, I did not realize how much Guy did for everybody else.
He's a good guy. Doesn't mean I'm not going to make fun of you.
Yeah. And, you know what time I met him? He was just having a bad day. It was late in the day. So anyhow, Guy Fieri, he raised $25 million during the pandemic for out of work line cooks. Ooh, I cannot read right now. Servers and other restaurant professionals. Basically, you worked at a restaurant, wasn't going like. So part of the thing was he just went to giant companies and said, "Hey, can you help us out?"
Because I'm Guy Fieri.
Right. He got huge sums of money from like PepsiCo, Uber Eats, Procter, and Gamble.
Ooh, Gamble jumped in. Yeah,
Gamble said, "I got to get on this." It's Guy Fieri.
You know, it's a gamble.
But I like this. He says, quote, I'm not into shaming people and telling who didn't donate. That's not my style.
But Nabisco can kiss my ass.
But Jeff Bezos, by the way, didn't help us.
Oh. Well, they had a terrible quarter. I saw Amazon. It was the biggest quarter ever.
Yeah. Which I kind of respect him too. He's like, it's Bezos. Like,
bro.
Like it's what they, like, I'm not going to say anybody's name, but,
Bezos.
Hey, fella.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, you're right, Miles. It's been tough. I don't think that company's ever going to make it.
I don't either.
Luckily, they got all these nice roads to use to deliver stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The Rock. Stay with the actual good charity. By the way, The Rock, what's his real last name?
Johnson.
Yeah, that's too easy. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He teamed up with Bill Gates of Microsoft to donate a new Xbox Series X to 20 children's hospitals across the United States. They will hopefully reach more than 50,000 kids.
Good. I'll tell you what, that's awesome. I remember in the, not the PICU, obviously, but the NICU. No, the PICU. What's the older one? Natal internal. It's
got to be PICU.
PICU. So they had these.
PICU.
They had these like video game things that they would roll in for the kids at Children's National in D.C.
Yeah.
So there were tons of and like the chair, you have to take turns.
Right.
So like these kids are patiently waiting because they had like two stations. My kid was too young was not really into it because she was like 2.5 in there. But man, you could just hear the video games go on 24 hours a day because you're in a bed all day. You sleep whenever you sleep. So like, there's no morning. There's no, you know what I mean? Like kids are up all night playing video games. There's no quiet time. They can just sit there with headphones on and hook it up. So that's very cool.
My buddy's company years ago, we had a whole benefit thing and raised a bunch of money and did the same thing. Bought a bunch of Xbox, PlayStations, took the children's over and what's that neighborhood?
Oh, you talking about
Laurelhurst?
Yeah, exactly, Laurelhurst.
Yeah.
Where they always bitch about the planes and stuff.
The helicopter.
Yeah, right.
But you're right.
Oh, we can't have these helicopters are bringing in these kids that need urgent care, and we're going to be upset
I don't
about
like the sound.
because it happens every once in a while.
In children's, I mean, look,
Go to hell.
I don't care who you are.
Seriously.
Like,
you live over there and you bitching about it. Go
Children's Hospital, that's always a win. You know what I mean?
Right.
You donate to a regular hospital, people go, well, I don't know about Miles. What did he do before he got injured? But a children's hospital, you don't really mind. They're children.
No.
And it's mostly for mold removal.
Right.
And generally, I don't have that attitude in real hospitals.
My kid's hair is green.
Right. I'm just
Can't
saying, like,
breathe.
right. It's like a sick puppy, right? Like you like dogs, but older dogs, I don't know.
Yeah.
A sick puppy, you're like, not a puppy. Also,
Because
was
we
a
put 'em
band we used
down.
to play.
Right.
Sick puppies.
Sick puppies.
They
Did you bring
were.
up a sick puppies reference? Somewhere they're like, thank you, random person. You remembered us. Now can you remember our song for $1,000?
It's going down.
Ah, nice work.
Cash or Venmo?
Money order.
All my best friends call me Cash. If you're watching something tonight,
It is going down.
I was gonna say I'm sure you're gonna watch some Star Wars crap. The Orioles are in town. I think a couple people in this room are going to see them play the Mariners.
Yeah.
Hopefully the Mariners keep that pitching up for all 9 innings tonight. Yeah. I'll leave it at that.
Well, no kidding. Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Your home equity. It could be an untapped opportunity instead of an untouchable asset. Introducing HomeTap. HomeTap is an investor, not a lender. They give you cash in exchange for a share of your home's future value. Use it to pay off debt, make renovations, fund a business, or just live a better life. There's no interest or monthly payments to worry about. HomeTap. Get more from home ownership. Get more from life. Subject to eligibility, terms and conditions apply. Visit HomeTap.com to apply in minutes. That's HomeTap.com.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. A man who fathered 78 children and has 13 women currently pregnant is now dubbed the Spuminator. When it comes to men with huge packages, men with big noses apparently are greater. What do you know? Florida woman upset about the thickness of a tomato slice goes off in a Burger King. Man steals garbage truck and smashes it into an airport, but his mugshot is the thing. And a Florida teen is charged as an adult after rigging the homecoming election. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cop.
Top story, we go down under, where a man's nice day out on his boat turned terrifying. Yet again, we might have covered this a little bit earlier today. The 80-year-old was making his way back towards shore and was about 30 minutes away when he noticed something slithering about. What he found was a tiger snake, a bite from which could collapse a victim within 15 minutes. He originally thought about jumping overboard, but being 80, he tossed a blanket over it and made his way back to shore. He made it back without an incident and was met by a snake catcher to help him out of the predicament.
Also know that snake had been in the boat the entire time he'd been out there. He just had to find it.
Right.
So it wasn't like a terrifying thing. Like, it was with you the entire time, dude.
I think that's what makes it more disturbing.
Right?
Like, God, have you been here the whole time?
Right.
Sure have.
It's more the unknown, you know. What would have happened if I'd have been over here? Would he have slashed out at me, you know?
Yep.
That's
Right, because he didn't now.
Right. That would be running through my mind.
Exactly.
I am lucky to have found you before I inadvertently stepped on you.
Waiting for the snakes. Yeah, but while you're staring at me, my three homies are staring at you behind you.
And you know what? That thought would cross my mind too. How many doggone snakes are in here?
The boat was 6x4.
Right.
So it's not even like you can just kind of walk away from it.
Life of Pi, eat your heart out.
Yeah, no kidding.
In other news, a professor in New York has gotten an interesting title. Sperminator.
Yay.
As you can assume with such a name, he's quite the donor. Offering his services to couples and individuals that have issues conceiving, the man has sired upwards of 80 children and has even close relationships with some of them. Although he's proud of his accomplishments, he's been approached by officials that demand that he obtain a clinic's license for his services or stop them altogether.
Well, if somebody wants your sperm, who cares? I mean, it's a decision someone else is making. By the way, Sperminator is only a good nickname if you do what he does.
Right.
Otherwise, you're just messy.
It does not. Ew. Oh, dear. Interesting story out of Florida. A teenager is being charged as an adult for a rigged election. Goodness gracious. Officials noted that a good chunk of the votes cast for the homecoming court were fraudulent, as they were all tracked to having the same IP address and were cast within a short span of time. The teenager responsible faces felony charges. And if you think that sounds crazy,
it is.
It is.
Well, you know what's funny, man? No one would have noticed, but it was Mike Lindell and Rudy Giuliani. They made it very clear.
Do you even remember who the homecoming queen was at your high school?
Yes.
You do? I have no idea. Like, I don't something I've ever thought about.
I know you do, Ted.
This is not...
Well, you guys were an all-boys school.
I was the king.
Right. So, yeah. I mean,
this is not going to help my reputation at all, but if I'm not mistaken...
you might be.
For my graduating year at my senior prom, my senior year, the homecoming king and prom king and prom queen, that's what it was. They were cousins.
Oh.
But that's the thing, is that we didn't do couples. We didn't do, hey, vote for John and Melinda. Vote for...
feels icky,
You voted for the king and you voted for the queen, and it just so happened that the two that showed up for my prom were cousins that
I see what you're saying. Well, the girl I took, she just got lucky and got to be the queen because we didn't have girls in my school.
Okay, right. Yeah.
But she wasn't your cousin.
No,
right.
No, sir.
No, sir. No.
There was
with that said, I was homecoming king. It ain't worth it to rig an election.
That's right. It ain't worth it, man. Good news for men with larger sniffers. A study out of Japan found that there was a correlation between a man's nose size and the size of his underneaths. After studying 126 men, they found that those with a nose length of 1.7 inches had an average relaxed size of 4 inches, but those with noses at least 2 inches in size were carrying about 5.3 inches down below.
So what we determined is Miles has a big penis. Mine is simply wide.
I got screwed again.
Oh, no.
Just like reading this thing like, sure.
Miles is the reason why it's called the average.
Come on.
Well, they kept saying they used Barry Manilow basically as their baseline.
Right. And if you're wondering how they measured everything, basically, if you want to measure your nose, it starts at the corner of your eye, and goes all the way down underneath to the end of one of your nostrils.
Or measure your penis.
Or measure.
Then you'll know.
Right. If I do this calculation correct, maybe my penis will be bigger.
Measure your penis.
No, just measure your penis.
Now that I think on it, I don't think it detailed anywhere in there how exactly they were measuring the underneaths. Because that's the big question.
They did it in a mortuary. So basically what they were doing, and I'm not kidding, they were taking dead bodies.
Oh, my God.
And they were pulling them up, pulling their penis up, and measuring them while they were flaccid. Right. That's exactly how they did this.
What'd you do today at work? I held dead penises.
Mm-hmm. But that's the question is, where do you start it out at, right? Because if I start from the bottom, then, I'm
as low as
5
possible.
inches.
Low as possible.
That's right. A history enthusiast in Belgium made a discovery that's causing an international incident, and of course, based on the time it's going, he moved to rock. Now Belgium is bigger and France is smaller. That is it for your headlines. With that,
nice.
Mike, knock us out.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time for the return of Who Sucks Less. The lovely Taryn Daly's up next.
Yes, indeed. It is all true. In the meantime, we be all about this bitch. So until next time, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.